When your enemies are your legs. How bad is when you believe in something and you spend a lot of energy to succeed in it, but life throws you a series of bad things. That's what happened to me more or less 6 months ago, after a long period of training. I thought I was prepared to face a bad situation, but in the exact moment I had to face a big challenge. The most difficult thing was actually stay strong and keep going, especially when it seems easier to give up. I didn't know what I was getting into, I just found myself thrown into it. I've practiced sports since I was a child, and I've tried a lot of different sports until I found athletics. Since I've started it, I've never had the opportunity to compete in what I really like. Firstly, because when I was younger, I didn't really know what specialty I was better in. However, during the winter between 2019 and 2020, I worked really hard to prepare all the races I should have done in the following month. But the exact day I had to compete in a cross-country race, the Italian Athletics Association ordered all the events to be interrupted due to the spreading of the coronavirus. After that period, we began to train again. When the new season began in October, everything was going good. I was preparing at my best to compete during that season until the worst nightmare an athlete can imagine arrived: the injury. I used to feel my calves hurt even before I found out the problem, but I didn't give it much attention since it's normal that sometimes athletes feel discomfort when training a lot. By the way, the needle that at every stride was pushing into my calves became little by little overwhelming. At first, me and my coach decided I needed some rest, so I stayed at home 1 week, trying to hope for the best. The following week, I started running again. I was feeling much better, and I was really glad I could start again in a better condition. But the same pain came back. I tried more than once to hold on, even if it was very difficult. But there are moments where you have to accept that not everything you want to do is actually the best for you, and you have to stop when what you're doing is just bad for yourself. For this reason, I decided not to continue training until I was feeling better. However, since we found out that what I had was a serious matter, and since I wanted to be sure how much time I had to wait to recover completely, I went to the physiatrist. Chronic periostesis, said the doctor after taking the ultrasound. Next, he advised me to rest for a period between 1 and 1.5 months, and he also told me not to feel upset for what had happened. Some minutes later, I walked out the clinic, constantly thinking about what he had just said to me. Obviously, I was feeling upset, but I tried to behave like I was good, like everything that was going on was normal, like I was not worried about losing all the work I had done to reach my goal, like I was glad since it could have been much worse, like everyone used to tell me. But I was not like that. Almost every day, I went downstairs and jumped on my exercise bike to keep my physical condition as good as possible. For a long month, I had to train alone, fearing I could never fully recover. Sometimes I went to the running track just to greet my friends and to do some exercise in company. But most of the time I stayed at home. In addition, during that period, I couldn't go to school regularly due to the coronavirus, so after 2 weeks I was tired and hungry. After a month passed, I went back to the doctor to take stock of the situation. I was really nervous because I wouldn't have tolerated to stay away from athletics anymore. Fortunately, my calves were good and the doctor said I could begin to train again. In that moment, I was the happiest person on earth. Obviously, it wasn't easy to recover all the work done in the previous months, but I was determined not to waste more time. Coming through the situation was a challenge for me, not only because I had to face the injury, but also because I had to face myself. More than once, I wondered how it would have been if I had given up, but I also tried to focus on everything I had done until that moment and on what I wanted to do after. Now, I feel like everything I had to go through helped me in a certain way, and after all, I feel proud of myself because I proved my determination. However, the best lesson the challenge taught me is that if we try to do our best and stay strong, especially when it seems better to give up, we learn more from the worst periods and the worst challenges than we do from our good moments.